Going, everybody? Here in beautiful San Diego. You guys have it so great out here with your California weather. You need to take some of our Texas heat. Anyway, first time making a video like this, so don't go too hard on me, but I wanted to share something with everyone that, I've been going through the past few years. And, as I've spoke to close friends, family members about it, I've realized there's a lot of people going through something similar. And I found some universal truths that have been incredibly beneficial in my personal growth and helping with this specific situation. And I've helped other people with a similar situation, and it made me think that there's probably a lot of people out there that are dealing with something similar. So if these truths have helped me, helped close friends of mine, they can probably help those people out there too. So if anyone, something that's been happening in my life, my father has, in the past 2 years, completely cut me out, hasn't spoke to me, got other family members to not speak to me. I'm not saying all this to bash him whatsoever. He was an incredibly amazing part of my life, an idol for the first probably 28 years. But when something like that happens, it's really, really tough for anyone. And there's really 4 universal truths that I've found that have helped me through this process. And I feel like being able to pass those along to anyone that may be going through something similar, whether it's a family member, a loved one, anyone that's close to them, anyone that's close to their heart that has just either cut them off for one reason or another, or, talking bad about them or what have you. There's some universal truths that have been so powerful for me and my growth and my genuine happiness, that I would just like to pass it along, and hopefully anyone going through something like that, it can help you pass through that and help your personal growth as well. Before I get into what those truths are, to help you kind of understand my situation better, where I'm coming from, kind of some personal stuff here, but 2 years, I battled binge drinking for about the first 28 years of my life. And it's a tough battle for anyone that's gone through it. I mean, anytime I'd go out and party, drank way too much. And I used all the society-based ways to try and overcome that. Wasn't successful. So I started experimenting with psychedelics. Totally transparent, I definitely did. And it was incredibly beneficial for me at that time, for the time period that I did. My father found out about that and completely cut me off. He, society has this very negative stigma of psychedelics, which that's a whole nother topic. I'm not saying that's right or wrong at all. But for me personally, that was beneficial for me. I'm forever grateful for that short time period because it did help me. It wasn't what I would say what really pulled me across the finish line there was my incredible gift, blessing wife. she's more than I could have ever hoped for, Megan. She's just true blessing. And then this beautiful relationship with God that I've never had before in my life. So those two really pulled me across the finish line in regards to addiction and binge drinking. But that being said, for me personally, this is just honestly anything we can all do is just based off our personal experiences. The psychedelic experimentation did personally help me. Pushing that aside, whether that's right or wrong, once he found out about that, he cut me off completely. Hasn't said a word to me in a couple of years, refused to come to my wedding. Got other family members not to come. I'm not saying this to bash all him. I'm saying this because I want everyone that's watching this to understand where I'm coming from, that anyone that's going through something like that, it can be difficult because this person could have been an idol for you, someone you're really close to. But there's 4 universal truths that have helped me so much, and I would love to pass those along. So the first one I want to talk to you guys about is control, okay? One of the things we struggle with so much, I feel internally, is trying to focus on the things that we can't control, things out of our control. All we can control is our own decisions, what we do. We can't control what someone else does. There's nothing you can do personally, whoever you're dealing with, that you're having a hard time with in your life, you can't control their decisions, you can't control their unhappiness or their issues, you can just control your own. So focus your mind on what you can control, and it's this kind of sense of relief you get when you realize if it's out of your control, let it go. Focus on what's in your control. What can you do each day to make sure you're doing the right things and being the best version of yourself? So focusing on what you can control. The second thing, which is, it's so important to understand this, and I'm still learning and growing and figuring all this stuff out too, but when it comes to happiness, it's so important to understand that you don't control someone else's happiness or unhappiness. Okay, you don't hold any guilt for anyone else's unhappiness, no matter what they try and say. If I love my wife to the moon and back, she's my world. She really is. But I'm not responsible for her happiness, her unhappiness. Will Smith had a wonderful video about this, and it was so true. Just like she's not responsible for my happiness or my unhappiness. She's a huge contributor. She's, again, my world, but she's not it's up to me within myself to become happy within myself. Nothing external is going to make me happy. It's me within myself. So if your loved one is, or the person you're dealing with this about is trying to say that you're causing unhappiness or you're causing other people's unhappiness, that's literally impossible. It's impossible. The reality is, someone that says that is dealing with their own unhappiness. They're truly unhappy. And as humans, when we're unhappy, sometimes people project their unhappiness and like to blame it on other people. So it's this mindset of, it's not my fault. It's not my responsibility. Newsflash for you and anyone else out there, it's up to you. It's your responsibility for your own happiness. We all have our own responsibility to make ourselves happy. We can't use, a substance isn't going to make us happy. Another person isn't going to make us happy. We're going to make us happy within ourselves. So at least any guilt you might have, that took me a while. I love my family so much. I do. They're so close to my heart. They always will be. And it took a while for me to really get that concept. But once you do, it's so freeing that, it really is. The third thing is focus on the people. When something like that happens with your loved one, it can cause a rift, right? It has this domino effect. Let's say you have 20 family members. Well, when one person is talking horribly about you, these horrible things, and they talk to the family members, let's say you have 10 that believe it, buy into it, and 10 that don't, okay? It's natural for us to focus on the pain, the part that hurts, the questioning instead of the good. Put your focus on the ones that stand by you. Put your focus on the family that's there for you, and it's not saying that the ones that turn against you are bad people at all. We're all human. We're all figuring this out. I'm far from perfect. I'm still trying to figure all this crazy life thing out, but your focus is so important. I spent a lot of time, especially my wedding, unfortunately my father and some of my family didn't come to my wedding. I'm not saying that for a pity party here. What I'm saying that is, it was easy. I had to shift my mindset because you know what? I had family that did come to my wedding, and they were so loving, so forgiving. They're so easily, they came from a place of love and kindness. And once I shifted my focus to focus on those that did stand by me, it just changes everything, because whatever you're going through, focus on the good, not the bad. It's so hard to do that naturally like that. The last one here, and this is probably the biggest one that is hard for us to come to terms with, is forgiveness. It's forgiveness, something that I've learned is that whenever I did create this incredible relationship with God, I've made a ton of mistakes in my life. I'm still far from perfect. I'm still making mistakes, but a lot of those first 28 years, I was just in not a great place, and I had to be forgiven for all that. And who am I to not forgive someone that might be going through their own horrible, dark times or what have you? Whatever person is doing this to you or affecting you, try and find it in your heart to forgive them. It's so difficult. It is, because we have the ego, right? The ego wants us to be like, puff our chest out. No, he did this, so I'm going to do this, and get all angry, and that's not going to get you to happiness. That's going to get you further from happiness. It really is. And it's what I've had to do, and for me personally, I have a family reunion coming up in a few weeks, and again, some family's not coming because of things that he's doing. And of course that hurts. And there's that immediate gut ego reaction of, oh, I'm so angry, but you gotta accept it and then understand that there's more to it than just that. And it's release your responsibility. Again, it's out of your control. There are amazing people that are coming to the reunion, and whatever you're going through, forgive that person. If you can find it in your heart to say, hey, I forgive you. You know, whether we talk in a year, whether we talk in 10 years, or whether we never talk again, I forgive you for whatever you're doing. You know, I forgive you for whatever you've done. Forgiveness is so powerful. When you truly forgive someone and you release that power they have over your emotions and your reaction, and it's so powerful. So, forgiveness. I hope you all got something out of this. It's just something that's been weighing on my heart that I've been dealing with for the past couple years, and it's a constant battle. There's no right answer, there's no wrong answer, but some universal truths that have just helped me focus on what you can control, not what you can't. Understand that you're not responsible for anyone else's unhappiness or happiness except for your own. Focus on the good. Focus on the people that stand by you because they deserve it. They're your champions. They really are. And forgive. Forgiveness is everything. So thanks for listening, everyone. My first video. If you liked it, feel free to let me know. If any comments, I'm open to it. I plan on doing a video or two a week in the next coming months. I created a little professional page where I'd like to just share some of my experiences and what's helped me in life. And this is a journey we're all on. We're all on this together. And if we can all come together and kind of learn from each other, I think we can all just truly become more happy and live the best lives we can. So thanks, everyone. Feel free to like my business page or chat with me, shoot me a message, or leave me a comment on what you think. Have a great day.